Welcome back mobile communication lecture series session 8. In the before session we have already discussed grade of service. It's like a GOS. In this session we are going to see about the topic is cell splitting. So it is one of the topics under in your improving capacity in cellular systems. So the first one, so how to improve in your capacity in your cellular systems. As the demand for wireless service increases, the number of channels assigned to a cell becomes insufficient to support the required number of users. The techniques to expand the capacity of cellular systems. So the first one, cell splitting, and then another one for sectoring, third one for coverage zone. So these are the three different type of topics we have to improve in your capacity in your cellular system. So in this session discuss about the topic is cell splitting. So first of all, what is cell splitting? To increase the number of base stations in order to increase the capacities. And the next one for sectoring, it relies on base station antenna placement to improve capacity by reducing co-channel interference. Here we are using some directional antenna, then only you can to reduce in your co-channel interference. Third one for coverage zone, it distributes the coverage of cell and extend the cell boundary to hard to reach places. Cell splitting, the definition of cell splitting. So what is cell splitting? It is the process of subdividing a congested cell into smaller cells, each with its own base station and a corresponding reduction in antenna height and also in your transmitted power. Here the cell is divided into smaller cell, it has already own base station and also the antenna height, transmit power is also reduced. This is the general concept of cell splitting. The cell splitting increases the capacity of cellular system since it increases the number of times that channels are reused. It's like frequency reusing process. Cells are split to add channels with no new spectrum usage. So in this figure clearly explain how to in your cell will be divided into number of smaller cells. Here I consider the center cell denoted as A. The A cells again subdivided into smaller cell. So this is the general concept of cell splittings. The original base station A has been surrounded by 6 new microcells. The new smaller cell were added in such a way to preserve the frequency reuse plan of the systems. The central area is assumed to be saturated with the traffic, that is the call blocking probability in the area exceeds in the acceptance level. Therefore new base stations are needed in the region to increase the number of channels in the area and to reduce the area shared by the single base stations. So here the base station A has been surrounded by 6 new micro cells. Cell splitting increases the capacities. I have already told the original base station A has been surrounded by 6 new microcell. The new smaller cell were added in such a way to preserve the frequency reuse plan of the systems. Cell splitting reduces the cell blocking probability in the area and it increases the frequency with which mobiles gets handoff from cell to cell. Cell splitting is not upsetting the channel allocation scheme which is required to maintain the minimum co-channel reuse ratio. It is generally called as Q between the co-channel cells and also to increase the capacities. Cell splitting increases the capacity of cellular system since it increases the number of times that channels are reused. So this is the general concept of cell splitting, how to increase in your system capacity based on cell splitting concept. Thank you.